Hello everyone. So we have JD Garu and Raj Garu. You all know JD Garu gurinchi manam separate ga introduction iyakkaledu, especially మన తెలుగు స్టేట్స్ లోన. He is well known for all his good work. If anyone for new generation ki తెలియదు అనుకుంటే, JD Garu is an IPS. He served in various capacities. Joint director, ex-joint director for CBI, and then additional Director General of Police, Maharashtra. And he handled most complicated cases in India. And on top of it, he is known for his speeches. And speeches ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా సరే యూత్ ని అడ్రస్ చేస్తూ యూత్ ని మోటివేట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాయి. Probably you might have listened and seen him in many of the motivational speeches. And on top of it, he also adopted villages. He is also known for blood donations. So whatnot. He is all into social service. And right now, he recently started a political party and contesting as an MLA. And when it comes to Andhra politics and Indian politics, we are very eager to see how JD Garu is going to play this, because he came from a background where he dealt things very clean. ఇక్కడ పొలిటికల్ దీంట్లోకి వచ్చేసరికి హౌ హీ గోనా ఫేస్ అన్నది ఇట్స్ మాలో అందరికీ ఒక ఇది ఉందన్నమాట. ఏమంటారు, కుతూహలం, హౌ యూ గోనా హ్యాండిల్ దిస్ అని. థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్ జేడి గారు.
Yes, thanks Andy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Raj Garu gurinchi kuda I just wanted to give a brief intro. So Raj Garu, he is holding double masters, one master's in India and second master's MBA from US. And professionally, he is a healthcare professional, speech pathologist, and right from 20 years, almost from more than 20 years, he is with Republican Party. He has been serving the community in various capacities, representing the state of Indiana. And he's also a president and founder of Indiana India Business Council, which facilitated over $1.3 billion trade. And he is the man behind thousands of job creation and lot of trade partnerships between India and Indiana state as well. And he is also the recipient of President's Lifetime Achievement Award in 2022. And there is a big list. I don't want to keep telling about Raj Garu. And now he is contesting as Republican for Congress for Indiana's 5th district. So we have two different policy makers, and we are super excited to talk.
Nice. Nice to have you, Andy.
Take your question.
So first question JD గారికి. So JD గారు, ఫస్ట్ మీరు పబ్లిక్ సర్వెంట్ గా పీపుల్ కి సర్వ్ చేశారు. సో ఆఫ్టర్ రిటైరింగ్ యూ చోజ్ పాలిటిక్స్ టు సర్వ్ పీపుల్. సో ఎనీ రీజన్ బిహైండ్ ఇట్ అండి? వై పాలిటిక్స్?
Politics is the ultimate form of serving people. Generally people say that politics is something which is untouchable and it is only meant for few people. That aspect and that particular pattern or that particular thought process we need to change. So generally in India, mukyanga Andhra Pradesh lo, it is generally felt that people who have money and we have some backing of maybe the caste, religion only can contest the elections, especially the money. That's why whenever I go to schools and colleges, when I ask the children, what do you want to become? They say they want to become engineer, they want to become doctor, they want to become a chartered accountant, but none of them says, I want to become a politician. That is a very unfortunate part of it, because politics is controlling a lot of our life. Every decision in our country, how much tax we need to pay, when we need to wear a mask, when we need to take a vaccination, when the schools are going to start, when the schools are going to stop, how much I pay for a liter of petrol. All these things are taken by the people whom we elect. When politics is so important in our life, why we are not entering into politics? That's why politics has become only confined to few families and confined to few places or confined to few castes. This particular pattern we need to change. So somebody has to venture into. That's why I always say, if there is a gutter that is flowing in front of your house, if you don't clean it, it is going to stink more.
Right.
There should be somebody who should get into it and who should clean it. So I am like a municipal worker who cleans it. I am a municipal worker who is ready to clean the politics. So we want to increase the stature and we want to increase the respect for politics. Otherwise, the country is going to ruin.
True. Right. True.
That's how I thought I'll take this career, and after
Amazing.
public. Now also I'm a public servant. Earlier I was in Indian Police Service. Now I'm in Indian People's Service.
People's Service. That's amazing.
That's a very good one.
Yeah.
So what is your take, JD garu? Generally, it's not only the leaders, mana country lo gani, mana state lo gani, even people are corrupted. They got used to freebies kawalandarki, and then ఓటేసే ముందు డబ్బులు ఎవరికి ఇస్తే వాళ్ళకి వేసేస్తారు. సో ఆ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ మైండ్ సెట్ లో ఉన్నారు కదా. సో వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ స్ట్రాటజీ అండ్ హౌ ఆర్ యూ గోయింగ్ టు కంబాట్ దిస్?
Generally, I say the representatives, people's representative, they get elected by people, not by people who are voting, but by people who are not voting.
True.
Many of the people who comment about the governments and who who participates in lot of discussions, they don't go and vote.
Right.
But
True.
The people who are maybe in slums or who are from the lower middle class or from the poor sectors, they treat it as an opportunity to get some money. And they said whichever politicians come, their lives are going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, whatever buck you can make in these election days, make it and vote whichever party gives more. So that's why the elections in AP have become very, very expensive. True. Now they are saying if you want to get elected as MLA, you need to invest at least 40 crores.
True.
And if you want to be politics as MP, minimum is 100 crores.
Right.
So that is the thing. The politics in India, especially in Andhra Pradesh, they have become investment politics.
Right.
So I invest 40 crores. In 5 years, I'll make 200 crores. So that is how the whole political gamut has changed. So దీన్ని మార్చాలి అంటే ఓటు వేయని వాళ్ళంతా వచ్చి ఓటు వేయాలి. సో దట్ వై మనం చూసుకుంటే 2019లో India has witnessed the maximum voting, that is 67%.
Mm-hmm.
And still 33% of the people are not voting.
True.
So that's why politicians ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే they are having their vote bank politics. That means I create my own bank of people who vote for me. వాళ్ళని చూసుకుంటే చాలు, then it is done. ఆ రీతిలో మన పొలిటికల్ సిస్టమ్ కానీ ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్షన్స్ కానీ ఉంది. అందుకనే వీఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ ది ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్ to make voting or going to cast your vote as mandatory.
Right. So while we are in this topic, JD garu, many NRIs want to cash their vote.
Yes.
But somehow there is no lot of information on it, and we all want to vote, cast our vote, but even ikkada mana western countries lo they're enabling ballot vote ani rakakalga unnai kada.
Postal vote.
So is there any chance that India is going to adopt these kind of voting systems, our election commission? Is there any proposal that you did to the Indian government or election commission from your side?
Basically, ఏంటంటే ఒక దీంట్లో there are so many migrant workers ఉన్నారు ఆంధ్ర. మీరు యాక్చువల్ గా కోవిడ్ అప్పుడు చూసింటారు, lot of people have hundreds of kilometers and they went back to Bihar, UP. ఆ విధంగా అంటే ఏం చేసిందంటే ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్, మేము విల్ కీప్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ ఓటింగ్ మెషిన్స్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ ఏరియాస్ సో దట్ మైగ్రెంట్ వర్కర్స్ దే కెన్ ఓట్. సో ఆ విధంగా చెప్తే ఆల్ పొలిటికల్ పార్టీస్ దే అపోజ్డ్. జనరల్ గా ఏంటంటే పొలిటికల్ పార్టీస్ ఆల్సో దే వాంట్ లో పోల్ పర్సంటేజ్, ఎందుకంటే దట్ ఓట్ బ్యాంక్ పాలిటిక్స్ విల్ అదర్వైజ్ దే ఫెయిల్ అవుతాయి. ఎప్పుడైతే ఎక్కువ మంది ఓటు వేయడం మొదలు పెడతారో దెన్ ఓట్ బ్యాంక్ పాలిటిక్స్ విల్ ఫెయిల్. సో పొలిటిక్స్ always want to stick to their vote bank. Danikani all political parties opposed saying this, and main the reason they gave is about the technicalities. because they say the moment you put a EVM, say for example, Uttar Pradesh migrant workers, you have two EVMs in this particular location, say in Hyderabad. So they can come and vote here.
Right.
So say Bihar workers. So like this, you can have EVMs in different states for people who have come from other states.
Right.
So same analogy we can apply it to the places like US, UK, where our people have gone for jobs, or they are having the citizenship of India, but they are working there.
Correct.
But they oppose tooth and nail against this proposal, because many of the people are having doubts about the electronic voting machines also.
Right.
And the moment you keep these voting machines elsewhere also, so they are not believing this process. So actually, what we asked is, when technology has developed so much, why not we use the technology to allow people to vote from other countries also?
Right.
Yeah, because I can transfer, say, 10 lakh rupees through my mobile smartphone. So I register myself as a voter,
Right.
and I'll be given a username and password, and I'll be notified that your ballot paper will appear from, say, 12 to 12:15 time. So I'll be ready, waiting there. Right. So my constituency ballot paper will appear on my screen. Then I'll cast my vote, and it will be sent. So instead, we asked, why don't we keep the EVMs in, say, suppose in your New Jersey, you have a lot of people from AP.
Correct.
Maybe New York, all the Indian states, American states, EVM petti, we can have the polling booths there. Correct. Maybe some people can volunteer, or some observers also can go. So the whole thing is to make as many people as possible to participate in this process of election. Right. Then only the politicians will be afraid, and they will try to do something for the people, because unless they do it, they will not get elected. But present trend ఏంటంటే మేము ఏం చేసినా చేయకపోయినా పర్వాలేదు, ఎందుకంటే కొంతమంది ఎమ్మెల్యేస్ యాక్చువల్ గా ఒకసారి ఎలక్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత దే నెవర్ ఎంటర్డ్ దేర్ కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్ ఆల్సో. మళ్ళా ఇంకొక కొత్త మోడల్ ఏంటంటే ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ దే చేంజ్ ది కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీ. సో ఈసారి వచ్చి ఇక్కడ చేసేస్తాము, 5 years తర్వాత ఐ విల్ గో టు అదర్ కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీ, బికాస్ ది ఫార్ములా ఇస్ సెట్ ఇన్ పుట్ 40 crores, get elected. So don't see the constituency for 5 years, again go to the next constituency after 5 years, again invest, get elected. This is the unfortunate part of it. So we, in fact, my election commission we wrote that you should find some mechanism to see that the polling percentage increase by involving everybody, including the NRIs also.
Perfect.
Yes, that's true, because they are encouraging funding, right, from NRIs. So they are taking funding. A lot of parties are also taking funding from NRIs. So they should enable the voting also.
Yeah, funding they take, because electoral bonds is a big issue that has come up in India now.
Right.
And the Supreme Court said it is not correct, because it is nothing but quid pro quo. Because once your identity is kept secret, then why are you keeping your identity secret? Because you want to curry some favors from the government which is going to be formed. Otherwise, right royally, you can say that I have donated to this particular candidate or this particular party, which you can always have. So this electoral bonds is a system that has been brought in to muster. Now the election commission has, the Supreme Court said it is against the constitution. But what we requested is, whatever money they pulled up so far, that also should be returned. And not the money which they are going to, because there are no more electoral bonds are going to be there in this country. But we are asking, already parties have pulled in so much of money. So what about that? When a process becomes unconstitutional, the amount that got into the accounts also becomes, it is illegal. So on that count, we are fighting in the Supreme Court. Let us see what happens. Sure. Because if you allow this, there won't be any level playing field. Because some parties don't have money, and some parties, because of the electoral bonds, they have thousands of crores. So they spend and they try to influence the voters. Correct. So that is where level playing field will not be there. A true democracy is one where everybody can aspire to become a public representative. When the ground is level playing, or when you have a level playing field, then only it is possible.
Right.
Yeah.
So this question to Raj Garu.
Yeah.
So Raj Garu, probably this question might be very silly to you. This concern is from students. Okay, immigrant students currently with the job market and with the current recession, I don't know how we call it, a cold recession, or if we are in full recession, our immigrant students are concerned about if Trump got elected, how are the immigration rules will be. And because last time కొంచెం strict గా ఉండి a lot of RFEs and all అన్ని వచ్చినాయి కదా, so students are very much concerned. So what is your answer? And once Republican Party comes this time, how it is going to be, what all immigration reforms going to come, and what all you are supporting?
No, thank you again for having me. JD గారు బాగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసి చెప్పారు. పాలిటిక్స్ అన్నప్పుడు ఇండియాలోనే కాదు, ఇక్కడ కూడా ఇప్పుడు సెల్ఫ్ ఫండింగ్ అనేది ఉంది ఇక్కడ. I just want to answer that remaining. Then I'll come back to your question. ఈ సెల్ఫ్ ఫండింగ్ అనేది ఇక్కడ అమెరికాలో, even though it's a open system, we have to report. Actually, April 15th, I had to file my financial reports to the Federal Election Commission from January to March 31st, whatever I raised, whatever I spent, every penny that I filed. But self-funding is one of the problem here. People are spending, multi-millionaires, they're spending like, my opponent has spent like almost 3.5 or 5 millions, where I'm having a difficulty to raise money. As much as I raise pretty good. I'm very competitive, I think, with my name identity here. The money spending in any election campaign has to be limited by the government, and it has to have accountability and transparency. It doesn't matter which country it is. It's whether USA, India, whether Europe. That's becoming a more challenging. Who is spending, how much they are spending, why are they spending that much money? Nowadays, everything is when media reports in the United States on April 16th, everything about who raised what, who spent what.
Correct.
Not the policies, what I'm talking. Right now, you ask me a good question about policy, but whatever I talk on the policy, it doesn't matter. It's all about, if somebody raised $2 million, it will be on the front page news. Somebody raised $5 million, it's in the front page news. So it has become a more corrupted politics in the United States too. So coming back to your question, I mean, Trump, I cannot speak to Trump. He's a Republican candidate right now. I'm not a Republican candidate yet. My election is on May 7th. Now, we have to wait to what happens on May 7th. I'm very confident that we are going to win on May 7th. President Trump, when he was a president, I think his policies were more towards America, economy, jobs. He was not against legal immigration. He was always against illegal immigration. If you look at the 65,000 H-1B visas, when was that created at 65,000?
Probably
it's been a long time.
Yes.
President Bill Clinton increased from 65 to 110 before Y2K problem occurred, because people thought Y2K is going to shut down whole country, all the computer system and everything will shut down. That's why they needed more people. He increased from 65. Then again it came back to 65. The workforce right now in the United States require more visas. We need more skilled workforce in the country. Right. You look at the skills varying from, IT skills, not just IT skill, whether it's healthcare professional, whether it's engineering, whether it's any other industry specific, aviation, defense, anything else. It requires more workforce in the country. That needs to be increased. First of all, I am favoring abolishing lottery H1B lottery system. That needs to be abolished immediately. That's not helping neither immigrants nor companies, because companies don't want to sponsor visa because not knowing what happens when the lottery is taken. So that is the first thing. Recently, if you look at the President Trump's website, he released a clear message what he will do if he becomes the president. Anybody is interested, all your audience can go to his President Trump's website and look at, he has a video made for every issue what he's going to talk next 4 years, including immigration, legal immigration. There are hundreds of videos they made in the last few months. He talked very clearly about how the immigration system is one of the worst immigration system in the world. He wants to abolish H1B visa. He wants to propose a skilled merit-based visa system that can be bachelors, masters, PhDs, scientists, physicians, healthcare professionals, different varies where we need more people. Right now, all of the visas are going to go to the most of the technology jobs. I heard in the next 20 years there will be at least 500,000 healthcare professional shortage in the country, like especially nurses and physicians. So illegal immigration is against of that. He's about the building the wall, shutting down the border. It's like a fence. They don't want to, who is coming from the southern border, we don't know. What the drugs are coming, terrorists are coming, they're not screening. This government is spending on illegal immigration, on the bringing them and putting them in the hotel and feeding them. That's not going to solve the problem. But H1B, green card process needs to be streamlined. I'm all for it. I want actually give them, when they graduate from master's degree, give them the green card. They can stay here. It's called staple the green card to the degree. That's been there. Even the Republicans proposed previously this one, but it never went through. We want to propose any students who come here, if they have a master's degree, when they graduate, staple green card to the master's degree.
That would be a great move.
సో రాజు గారు, ఇప్పుడు మరి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రీసెంట్ గా రెసిషన్ వల్ల జాబ్స్ లేవు చాలా మంది వరకు, అండ్ మేబీ యూ హర్డ్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. సో లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ వర్కింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ పాస్ట్ 1 or 2 years. Now people are going back to India and finding like they're starting their job search again. So e recession how long it's going to affect? Do you have any comment on that?
I mean, unfortunately I'm not an astrologer or prediction on any of those things, but let me tell you one thing what happened in the last few years. Inflation, we have $34 trillion deficit. It's causing a lot of problems, whether it's a COVID, before Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, we can go on. We give a lot of money to other countries. 34 trillion deficit is causing a lot of problems. That needs to be calmed down. There is also fraud at the federal agencies that misuse the funds. Billions of funds are misused, and there is a fraud going on in every agency that needs to be, that's called wasteful of money, needs to be cut down. We have to be fiscally responsible. What we get into the government, that's all we can spend. We cannot spend more than what we get into the government. We cannot have 34 trillion. I don't want to pass this deficit to my grandkids or great-grandchildren.
Correct.
When I came to this country, Bill Clinton was the president. Bill Clinton balanced the budget 4 years, 98, 99, 2000, 2001. When Bill Clinton president left the country, the presidency, 246 million was surplus. We thought we are going to pay off all the debt the America had by 2006. but it did not happen.
Right.
From $246 million deficits into surplus, 2046 surplus, went from there to now $34 trillion deficit.
Good number.
Who is going to pay for it? The interest on the deficits itself is going to be close to almost half of our revenue.
Right.
So there is a problem with that inflation, and now corporations has to come and invest into more into this. One more thing I want to clarify is it's not that there are not jobs. The problem is with 65,000 cap on H-1B visa. We are getting more students. America wants more students because they pay private fees.
Correct.
Actually, education in the United States is treated as export. It's not import. Any foreign student who come from another country and doing their education in America is treated as exporting the education. That means they're getting money. They're not getting any scholarship. Most of them are coming and spending good money. Most of these students are wealthy family across the world. They come at BMW, they buy Mercedes, they buy Hummer too. They live in a good location. They don't need to apply for scholarships. They're paying for their tuition fees.
Right.
Universities are making a lot of money through foreign students.
Correct.
How many students they come here? Almost 100 to 200,000 students are coming every year.
Every year. True.
What's the cap on H-1B visa?
85,000.
65,000.
Yeah.
So the inflow of the students is higher than H-1B visa.
Correct.
What's the cap on the green card?
7%.
It is a country-based green card issuance that is creating more problem. Now I came to this country in 94. I got my passport in 2010. 16 years it took that time.
Right.
Now I hear it may take 40 to 50 years.
Right.
It is a much worse than slavery in America.
Right.
We had to streamline this process. We had to make sure whoever comes legally on H1, they should get green card. They should get their citizenship if they want within certain timeline, not like prolonging for 40 years,
Correct.
50 years, not knowing what happens to their families,
Correct.
not what happens to their children who are born or who are Americans here. This is a pathetic situation right now in America.
Right.
Whereas illegal immigrants are coming here and they're getting whatever they need.
Right.
And that's the reason many companies are not able to hire legal immigrants on H-1B visa because they're not able to hire. Many companies were sued because they hired some of them on OTP, the students visa from OTP or OPT or any other training. That caused a lot of fines to the major corporations.
Right. So I have a follow-up question, but before that, I will go to JD Garu and come back to you.
Okay, no problem.
But thanks for explaining everything in detail. And JD Garu, my thing is like right now, ఇప్పుడు మన ఆంధ్రాలో చూసుకున్నట్టయితే employment creation should be done. అంటే it's not only Andhra, India, America, and for any country, for every country, employment creation is one of the biggest asset to attract investments వస్తే కానీ మనం employment create చేయలేం కదా. What is your strategy? What is your party strategy? How you are going to achieve it?
Creating employment is very, very important, especially in a country where you have so much of youth. We always talk about the demographic dividend which we have in our country. The average age of India is 29 years. But if you see the parliament, the average is about 57 to 59 years. Are not being allowed to enter into politics. That is the main problem. Second thing, all the political parties, they make a lot of assurances and promises during the electioneering process. The party in the center, Bharatiya Janata Party, they said every year they are going to create 2 crore jobs. And earlier government say if the government comes, they will create jobs.
Mhm.
And the present government in Andhra Pradesh, they said every year we issue job notifications and we create so many jobs.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, in India, the unemployment rate is 42%, especially when it comes to below 29 years.
Oh.
Recently, the chief financial advisor to the government has made a comment that creating jobs is not government job.
Mm.
So it is not the government's responsibility to create jobs. This is very, very unfortunate.
Right.
Recently, we have seen 2 Indians, they got killed in Russia-Ukraine war.
Mm.
200 Indians have joined the Russian army.
Wow.
And in the Israel-Hamas fight, Israel has retrenched about 1 lakh Palestinian workers.
Mm.
Now, Israel is asking India to send people from there. So, lakhs of people are applying for those jobs.
Okay.
And in 2022, for 35,000 non-technical railway jobs, 1 crore 25 lakh people applied. So,
Mm.
this is the state of unemployment in our country, especially.
Right.
So, during the elections, political parties come and they make promises, and afterwards, they are not taking any responsibility for it.
Mhm.
So, basically, if you want to create employment, we need to attend to all the 3 sectors: agriculture, manufacturing, and service sector. These 3 sectors are very, very important.
Correct.
When you come to Andhra Pradesh, we are more agri-oriented, because if you see PSDP of Andhra Pradesh, 27 to 29% comes from the agriculture.
Correct.
So we need to have so many agri-related industries wherein you can go in for food processing and value addition.
Mhm.
That is where we can create a lot of employment.
Mhm.
That's why in our party, Jai Bharat National Party, we said every Gram Panchayat we are going to have established at least 10 micro, small, medium industries.
Super.
And each constituency we want to have go in for a, because manufacturing we have totally left in our country.
Mhm.
Of course, for that matter, most of the countries, because China has prospered because they concentrated on the manufacturing. So what we need to do in Andhra is, number 1 is to go in for agri-based industries. Number 2 is we have about 974 kilometers of coastline in Andhra Pradesh.
Right.
So a state like Goa, where they have few kilometers of coastline, they are making so much of tourism as the revenue for the state. So have 970 kilometers, you can have a great potential for the tourism. Tourism first, where there is law and order. When tourists find that the place is safe, then only they go. But if you see our state, the way the vengeance politics have started in our state, so people feel that there is no security for them. So people go to such places where there is security.
True.
So if you want to increase tourism, we have a lot of potential. We need good law and order machine and mechanism in the state. And the third, this thing, what you can, where you can have more industries is the solar industry. Because if you see Andhra, you have a lot of solar power and you have so much of incidence of good bright spots are there in AP. So you can go in for good solar industries and solar power.
True.
And other thing, we need to develop each constituency and each district as a hub for a particular activity.
True.
You take East and West Godawaris, you have good aquaculture and it's a rice bowl. So you need to have set up industries wherein you can go for processing of aqua products and also rice not only in a raw form, but you should go for other. If you go to Rayalaseema, you have a lot of minerals there. So you need to concentrate on minerals and mineral related industries there. Correct. If you go to Vizag, you should develop IT. So like this, each district you need to have a center wherein it becomes a growth center. That's why Jai Bharat National Party says 175 constituencies, they have to become 175 growth centers. Then only you can develop good employment and you can have people there. Otherwise, people from villages, they are migrating to the district headquarters. Correct. So you don't have any employment there. So a good government, one which creates employment locally. So first we need to go for this. So actually, if you see the government jobs also, there are a lot of vacancies now. Right. Because the present government said they will issue notifications every year, which they are not doing. So that's why National Party said, we are going to issue 4 notifications every year. On January 26th, we are going to have Group 1 notification. On 15th August, Group 2 notification. On 5th September, the Teachers' Day, we are going to give the teacher notification. On October 21st, Sardar Patel's birth anniversary, we are going to issue sub-inspectors and constable notification. And all these things are going to be made by involving people there. So government should be a spectator and we should allow the people to work. They should actually govern. So that is how the Jai Bharat National Party is looking at to and how to redress this unemployment issue. Yes, sir.
Amazing, amazing. So, how do you take candidates, JD Garu? And MLA gani, MP gani, how do you identify and right now in our Indian politics, mostly people don't look for their qualification, they look for their wealth, their money. మీరు ఎలాంటి ఇది తీసుకుంటున్నారు? వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ చేంజెస్ యూ వాంట్ టు బ్రింగ్? అంటే డెఫినెట్లీ మీరు పాలిటిక్స్ లోకి వచ్చారంటేనే ఇట్స్ లైక్ రెవల్యూషనరీ థింగ్ కదా. సో మీ ఐడియాలజీ సెలెక్టింగ్ క్యాండిడేట్స్ మీద ఎలా ఉంది?
ఫస్ట్ క్రైటీరియా is we have given lot of weightage to the youth. Our first 2 lists have been released. Our average age is 39 years. So this is the average age of our candidates. Out of 16 or 17 are postgraduates. There are about 20-25 of them who are graduates. And we have accommodated all the people there. And the second thing is zeal and enthusiasm to serve the people.
Right.
It is not the wealth that we have never taken into consideration. And main thing is in India, the Election Commission has kept a cap. For MLA, maximum you can spend 40 lakhs. And for a member of parliament, you can spend maximum 90 lakhs. So this is the cap which they have kept. And of course, we are mostly depending on the social media for our promotion.
Got it.
Because you need not have to invest more.
Correct.
Otherwise, money distribution and liquor distribution, we are against it. And in fact, we suggested to the Election Commission of India that during the process, the liquor sale should be only be done on digital payments.
Understood.
You see in Andhra Pradesh, 95% of the liquor sales are through cash. Because once cash component is there, there is no accountability. And there is a lot of corruption, and the people in the power, they can make a lot of money.
Correct.
So what we done in selecting the candidates is what type of work they have done so far. అందుకనే కాళోజీ నారాయణరావు గారు ఒక అంటారు, ఒక రాజకీయ పార్టీలో మీరు క్యాండిడేట్లు ఇవ్వాలంటే ఏ పార్టీ వాడో కాదు, ఏ పార్టీ వాడో చూడు అంటాడు. ఏ పార్టీ వాడో కాదు, ఏ పార్టీ వాడో కాదు, ఏ టోపీ పెట్టుకున్నాడో కాదు, ఎన్ని టోపీలు నీకు పెట్టాడో చూడు అంటాడు. ఆ తర్వాత నేను వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఏం చేస్తానన్నది కాదు, ఇప్పటి వరకు ఏం చేశాడో చూడు అంటాడు. అందుకనే while selecting our candidates, we have seen their profiles. I mean, what is their involvement as far as their work profile? And a job profile okati, tarvata vachesi social service lo how far they have. So these are the criteria and we have taken in deciding the candidates, and they are doing extremely well. Right. And most of the thing we are doing on a door-to-door campaigning. That is one thing, and also using social media to reduce the expenditure for our candidates. Perfect. So we have just made a beginning. Let us see how the voters are going to respond, and it's going to be a long battle. It's not a one-time battle. We have to be in the field for a longer time, and we have to influence people. So that is what I have encouraged my candidates also. Let us see, Andy. Whatever be the result, our fight is going to continue.
Amazing. Amazing. And did you announced any list of candidates so far?
So far we have released 2 lists, and the first list contained about 48 for MLA candidates and 6 for the MP. And the second list we have announced 19 MLA candidates and 3 MP candidates. And maybe today we are going to announce another list also. So that I think that we'll be contesting about 80 to 90 MLA seats this time, and about 15 MPs both in AP and Telangana also.
Awesome. But campaigning wise వచ్చేసరికి జేడి గారు వీఆర్ సీయింగ్ ఓన్లీ యూ అంటే మీ క్యాండిడేట్స్ కానీ అండ్ రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద యాక్టివిటీస్ ఏం కనపడట్లేదు ఈవెన్ ఇన్ సోషల్ మీడియా. సో ఆర్ యూ గోయింగ్ టు ఇస్ ద టీమ్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు గో అగ్రెసివ్లీ from within next few days or on ground campaigning already jarugutunda?
On ground campaigning already jarugutundandi. We have so much of groundwork that is going on. Ade cheppanu nenu, our people are going house to house. Door campaigning is more important. And also second thing is we need to take our election symbol to the people. Adi one of the main challenges. What we got is the torchlight is our symbol, what we got, election symbol. So that means we go the way and we clear the darkness. So fortunately we got the torchlight as our symbol, because all established parties, their symbols have gone into the people's mind. So it's a big task for us to take our symbol. Kani endante fortunately isari EVMs lo along with the name, along with the party symbol, the photograph of the candidate is also going to be there.
Super.
So that is a change that the election commission has made. So because ఏమవుతుందంటే party symbol చాలా మందికి గుర్తుండకపోవచ్చు కానీ the face is very familiar. So that's why I told all my candidates, let us show our faces to as many candidates as possible, so that they remember us and they can vote for us. So even social media also we are pushing and through our this thing, because I being the star campaigner. So I think because most of the people, they know me. I think the party, this time we are trying to push our party through my initiative, and also at the same time we are encouraging all our candidates also to use social media exclusively to get into the minds of the voters.
Amazing. Raju garu, this is the follow-up question to you. While we spoke about employment, you are very good at trade partnerships. If you are elected, even though if you are not elected, because మీరు ఎలక్ట్ అవ్వకుండానే చాలా డీల్స్ క్లోజ్ చేశారు కాబట్టి, what kind of deal or what kind of trade you going to do with Andhra Pradesh or our Telugu states? Let's say JD garu, if he is representing, if you want to partner with him, what kind of trade partnership you do to create employment in both the countries?
Now that's a very good question. Before I answer that, I want to agree with JD garu. He mentioned very clear message. True. Government does not create jobs. Government provides infrastructure for businesses to create jobs. Then only you see more progress. If you rely on government jobs, it's only very limited. Government job here, there. It's not going to be. We don't want the government to be elaborated. Live on taking our taxes and paying to something. JD garu mentioned very clearly, government should provide infrastructure that foreign companies can come and invest in a different industries, in a different areas. Depends on the scope, depends on the workforce, depends on the infrastructure, depends on the raw material, depends on the manufacturing, depends on the shipping and handling. These all are the factors that matters, and every state, like for example Indiana, I tell you, Indiana is not one state. Indiana, close to Chicago, has a different resources. Close to Detroit has a different resources. Close to Kentucky has a different resources. Close to Cincinnati has a different resources. In the central Indiana, it is a totally different.
Right.
Whenever a company is looking to create jobs, I worked with Infosys, but that's the largest. Infosys is the largest foreign company that invested in Indiana ever. Wow. Indiana is a 200-year-old state. And I bought the company. I bought the company here before anything. I didn't even have a job at the state level that time. They are investing 1.5 billion here. Wow. 3,000 jobs creating here. That's only one company. I worked with KPIT, Birlasoft, you name anything. I met TCS and HCL, you name any other companies. That was become my full-time job later on. The bread and butter of economy, eliminating or elevating the eliminating the poverty, elevating the people's lifestyle is all about high-paid jobs.
Correct.
Education. Let me tell you one story here quickly. My grandmother, who was not well educated, not formally educated, make sure that my dad, her son, got education. This is 90 kilometers from Hyderabad, Bonigir Degar. My grandma made sure that my father got education, and he became the first educated undergrad person in our family, and he became a school teacher. He wanted me to become a doctor or engineer. Unfortunately, I didn't do well in a lot of things when I was studying, but I got my master's in speech pathology and audiology in Mysore. That changed our life. Correct. My grandma was a daily labor. If they did not pay at 5 p.m., there was no food on the table. She goes to every work and get the money and pay. My dad became a school teacher, then lifestyle changed. We enjoyed our lifestyle. Then now my son, who is a third-year medical student in Indianapolis, IU School of Medicine, he wants to be a neurosurgeon. That changed. Education, high-paid jobs, government less intrusion into the people's life, best infrastructure for companies to create the jobs only will eliminate the poverty.
True, 100%.
So my experience, my expertise, actually, you know what, when I didn't even dream to come to America. I was only thought I will work. I was working in Hanmakonda, Warangal, and I was making audiometry and making good money. I was working in a Thakur Prasad Institute for mentally retarded in Dilshuk Nagar. I was a professor in a same place. We were specializing special educators in Dilshuk Nagar, teaching special educators. But suddenly one day I got opportunity, interview in Mumbai. They're recruiting speech therapists to United States, and I went and got it. I landed in Detroit in 1994. That happened. I was not planning to come here. But once I landed here, my passion was, how do I build a bridge between India and India? So I became a bridge builder between India and India. At that time, there was a 50 million trade going on between India and India. I said, we have to do something. I'm calling this state as my home state, and my birthplace is India, especially Hyderabad. So we made a sister city relationship between Indianapolis and Hyderabad. Mayor Ballard, who is also supporting me in this race, who endorsed me, who's traveling with me. He visited Hyderabad in 2010, and he signed a MOU with Hyderabad, the mayor that time, Mayor Banda Kartika Reddy Garu, to do some kind of cultural, sports, and economic relations. That has changed overall our relationship between Indiana and India.
Okay.
Now we have Indianapolis, Hyderabad, sister city. We have Indiana, Karnataka, sister state. We have Columbus, Pune, sister city. We have Carmel and Visakhapatnam, sister city. That resulted into 1.4 billion trade.
That's amazing.
It's a relationship. It's only the private companies. It's the private agencies. The government only can open the door, and the private agencies can put it. But we need to welcome. We need to be proactive. We need to be very aggressive, attracting the companies to our states, and that's what I have done in the last 15 years.
Amazing.
Today, I can say we have more than 6,500 jobs created by Indian companies in Indiana. We also have thousands of jobs created by Indiana companies in India, like Lilly, Cummins, Allison Transmission. I can go on and go on. A lot of companies across the India, including Hyderabad and other places. So I'm all about passion about creating the jobs by the private companies. And don't forget about the small businesses. Small businesses must thrive and they can create more jobs in the local economy.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you, Raju
So
garu.
JD garu,
And coming back to JD garu, yeah, good.
సో జేడీ గారు ఇలాంటి పాలసీస్ ఇలాంటి ట్రేడ్స్ మీద మీ టేక్ ఏంటంటే, అంటే ఇలాంటివి ఎంకరేజ్ చేయడానికి, ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయడానికి, నాట్ జస్ట్ ఇండియానా ఆర్ యుఎస్ఏ బట్ డిఫరెంట్ కంట్రీస్ నుంచి ఎంకరేజ్ చేయడానికి టు కమ్ టు ఏపీ అండ్ ఇన్వెస్ట్. సో వాట్స్ యువర్ పాలసీస్?
Yeah, basically, as Raju garu said, the government policies have to be so encouraging. There should be single window clearances. And they should not take money, because corruption is one of the important things which deter the investors to come and invest. Because once the elections are costly, automatically every politician wants to make some money during the process when he is in power. So that is where there is a lot of discouragement to the investors. They really genuinely want to invest. Suppose if you see the AP also, we thought Amravati is going to be the capital and lot of infrastructure has been developed.
Right.
But suddenly the whole infrastructure has been put to disuse and the whole policy has changed. That's why what we suggested even to the Supreme Court when the whole matter of Amravati has gone in, let not the political parties or the governments, there should be a people's body which will decide. Once the policy has been set up that a capital is going to come up in Amravati, once a decision has been made in the floor of the house, so it should be implemented irrespective of which government is there.
True.
Otherwise, what happens is the whole economic planning will go. Most of the companies have come and they have invested a lot, and now that is going to reflect very poorly on the state also, because no investor is likely to come and do investment also. So that is where the state is suffering. So once a policy has been set, it should be handed over to a people's body that should proceed with the implementation part of it. So that is one thing. And as Raju garu has said, the government policy has to be such that it should be investor friendly. And also second, the education policy should be such that the children actually, they come out with skills. If you see the NASCOM report, it says 85% of our engineers are not employable because they are all passing the examinations, but they don't have the necessary skills.
Exactly.
So why Amirpet is in Hyderabad has become so famous? Even engineers from most of the colleges, they go and acquire skills there. So why not we have skill development right in the colleges itself, so that they can straight away become employable. So the industry educational institution connect is not much in India.
Correct.
So if you see in other countries, especially US and UK, it is the universities which run the industries, because industries refers to their issues to the universities and they come up with solutions. So that is where the practical knowledge of the students is going to increase. And especially you have to find out what are the skill set of the people in a particular area, what are the raw materials available, what is the infrastructure availability. All these things are going to play a very important role in attracting investment. If you see now, there is a city called Gift City coming up near Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
It is 40 kilometers from Ahmedabad, and all the there are so many incentives which have been given to that particular place. Now in Andhra, we are asking what happened to our special status, because all the political parties have promised special status to Andhra Pradesh. One party said they will give for 5 years. The other party said, no, 5 years is not sufficient. We need to give it for 10 years. Now 10 years have passed, but nobody is talking about the special status. Had the special category status had come to Andhra Pradesh, the things would have been much different.
Right.
So, but no political party is fighting for it. Recently, when we had gone to meet the chief minister about this demand, we were arrested. I was kept in a police station for a day because we are making demand for the state. But no political party is talking about this particular. They are saying that it's a old story and you have to forget about it. But see how the politicians make promises in the floor of the house and they don't implement.
Correct.
Because basically the educational atmosphere is not there in most of the places. Because youth leadership is not being encouraged anywhere. We don't have student body elections in Andhra Pradesh or in India for the last 25 years, and mostly in Andhra Pradesh. If you don't have youth leadership, it is very difficult to demand the government for the rights. So that's why Jai Bharat National Party is also telling, if we are voted to power, we'll ensure that student body elections are there. They will be held in peaceful manner. We need to encourage student leadership, because if you see the Indian independence movement also, students have played a very, very important role. So that is where we need to encourage the leaders. And as far as the employment is concerned, I fully agree with Raju garu. The government has to be a background worker, and they should provide all the necessary infrastructure so that the investment gets attracted.
Correct.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we really spoke about every important aspect now, but the most important thing in India right now is health sector. When you come to US, although it is expensive, it's a mandate that every person should have a health insurance policy. So, and even though there is a health insurance policy is a mandate, if people don't have insurance, they can get treatment for free, and later on they might get like a payment plan or something that they can carry on. But coming to India, that too, mana Andhra gochesarki, for underprivileged people there is something like Arogyasri ani kontamandiki ayunnai. But whereas people always look at underprivileged and higher class lo unna valki baane untadi, but people who are in middle class, they are the ones who suffer a lot. Ikkada lower side undaru, higher side undaru, and at the same time they don't get to avail all the government policies or government ఈ సంక్షేమ పథకాలు లాంటివి ఏవి రావు వాళ్ళ దాకా. So what is your take in terms of healthcare industry when you form the government?
Yeah, healthcare vachesi basic ga we have to go for preventive and also we should develop the basic health infrastructure. Suppose if you see Arogyasri, it is good, but it is taking care at the tertiary level. That means finally when the whole thing goes, a ordinary man, a man having a white ration card, he can go to a corporate hospital and get a treatment.
Correct.
But we are allowing him to grow this disease till that stage.
Correct.
But actually why this is happening, another we have to see. So that's why the primary health centers, they are going to be very, very important, and the area hospitals and the district hospitals are going to be there. But fortunately every district is now has a medical college, and also the concept of family doctor which is being come up, especially in Delhi. If you see, there is a concept called Mohalla Clinic, wherein for each ward there is a government hospital, a small time a doctor is available and medicines are available, so that for small ailments you can get the treatment there. Then if you can go to a bigger hospitals by on a referral mechanism. So the initial primary health care is very, very important. The main problem is many of the medical graduates, they don't want to serve in the rural areas.
True.
So finally it is left to the local doctors who are doing a great job, what we called as registered medical RMPs. The local RMPs, they are doing their job, but they are not qualified to give the medical treatment. But why they are growing in number means because the government is unable to strengthen the primary health centers. So the primary job of the government is to, number one is to go for a preventive, because most of the diseases come because of the drinking water quality. Correct. And also the air quality, and also the food we are taking. So these are the three things which the government has to take care. So the adulteration aspect has to be dealt with very firmly. And then we need to provide safe and potable drinking water. And the third is, as far as possible, see that there is no air pollution. So if these three things are taken care of, a man becomes healthy. Then the medical issues will not be there. And also there are areas where you have chronic diseases, like if you take Uddhanam in Andhra Pradesh, especially in Srikakulam area, you have this chronic kidney disease. So for that, the government, now the present government has come up with a research center and also a 200-bedded hospital. So it is a welcome move. So our Jai Bharat National Party has said we will concentrate on the primary health care. And we said in every constituency, we'll have a hospital of the standard of Nizam Institute of Medical Sciences, NIMS. And every district, we have a standard of AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Science level of this thing. At the same time, we will be strengthening the primary health center. Coming to the health insurance, as you said, people with white cards, they can go and avail this Raju Arogyashri, this thing, or whatever name it is now. So then rich people, they have enough money to go and get the best of the medical treatment. But it is only the middle class that is suffering. So in our manifesto, we said every family will be covered with a 10 lakh insurance. Wow. The government will step in and they will have a 10 lakh. And every death in a family will pay 10 lakh rupees. That is the responsibility of the government. Because every crime that is getting committed, the government has to take responsibility that they are unable to prevent it. And every disease that the citizens are getting, it is the responsibility of the government. So the insurance part also should be part of the government policy. So the government and the citizens combined, we said we'll have a minimum 10 lakh insurance policy. That is possible, quite possible, because there are so many insurance companies which have come. And if we can negotiate with them, we can definitely do. Because the insurance is only for when they get admitted in a hospital. This is one thing. So what about the expenses they make till they get to the stage of getting admitted? So if we can give insurance coverage to the initial treatment also, maybe the consultancy, maybe the OPD, outdoor patient, this thing also, that gives a lot of relief to the people.
Correct.
Otherwise, the disease will not increase. So that also we are taking care of, and we are planning to promote a system called family doctor system. So in each place, identify few doctors. They may be doing private practice. Along with the primary health center, we have 3-4 doctors. So let people go wherever they want to go. But the expenses which they incur, even if they go to a private practitioner who is recognized as a family doctor, the whole expenses will be reimbursed by the government. So that you have availability of more doctors in a place to the people so that they get a better treatment. So we have to start from prevention stage to the ultimate tertiary with a proper insurance package. That is what Jai Bharat National Party is looking at.
Yeah. Amazing, amazing. That would be a great move if it can be implemented. Helpful to many. Yeah. And coming to healthcare tourism kochesarki, India lo we attract lot of tourists, especially for healthcare. Different countries nunchi India lo affordable అని చెప్పి ఇండియాకి వస్తారు. And most of the private hospitals are encashing this. Why don't government step in? Why don't government build or create infrastructure with this multi-specialty infrastructure? So government can create employment, and at the same time, government can create wealth out of it. Is something? Did you got anything about this? And meeku elantidi edaina cheyalanipichina? Because we have huge resources. Manak India lo manakunna resources ekkada undavu. Mana costing vachesarki we are like probably 1/10 or less than 1/10 of any Western country. So there is a huge opportunity for us.
So first, what we suggest is the chief minister, ministers, and all MLAs, they should get treatment only in government hospitals. They should not be allowed to go to private hospitals. And they should travel only in the local transport. If you see the RTC buses in Andhra Pradesh, there is a seat reserved for MLA and MP. It is written on the seat MP ki MLA ku reserve cheyabadindi. Evaru andulo prayanam cheyaru. So once you start traveling in that, definitely you will come to know and you will try to improve. Similarly, if the government, the public servants and the ministers and all the public representatives, they start taking treatment only from the government hospital, then definitely they are going to improve the health infrastructure, because health is very precious to everyone. So they will try to see that everything is properly kept there.
True.
So this is one thing we need to, because if you see the Allahabad High Court, they have given a judgment saying that all the public servant children and all the judicial officers' children, invariably they have to take admission only in government schools. They should not go to private schools. But of course, that got stayed by the Supreme Court. That's a different matter. But I mean, there should be some initiative taken by the public representatives. Suppose if a public representative, he doesn't himself go to a government hospital, how they can increase the confidence of the people in the public health system? I go and get into Apollo, or I go to Yashoda, or I go to elsewhere and get my treatment. Then you are allowing a common man to go to the government medical setup. You can't instill confidence in that.
Correct.
So the thing should start from the top leadership. So if you want to really do it, I think Jai Bharat National Party has clearly mentioned that this will be the stand, and all the ministers and all the MLAs, they will be traveling in the RTC buses, and all the chartered planes and the government helicopters, they will be stationed in Araku and other places wherein the patients can be transported from there, because we don't have enough infrastructure there. Till that infrastructure comes, the CM will travel in ordinary trains and also ordinary buses, but the people will travel in these helicopters and the chartered planes. That should be because they are the masters. People, they are the rulers, and we are only representatives to it. So this broad thinking, change in the thinking process should come if you want to bring radical changes. So this is how Jai.
Great ideology, JD garu.
Thank you.
Raju garu, my question straight to you.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm from Indiana. Let's say I have a right to vote in Indiana, in your 5th district. Why should I vote you? What are your policies that you are going to benefit me? I'm a voter.
Okay. No, I think that's a good question. Why I'm asking for your vote is because one is my qualifications, my professional 30-year building, healthcare. I practiced 25 years. I ran a hotel business and other businesses for 7 years. Then I became an economic advisor to the state of Indiana, representing Indiana across the globe as well as India. Brought billions of dollars into the state of Indiana. We brought $24 billion into the state of Indiana. We brought 100,000 jobs into Indiana from across the globe. That's what the experience is. I have 2 Sagamore of the Wabash Awards from 2 governors, Governor Mike Pence and Governor Eric Ockham. I also have a presidential lifetime of achievement award from Joe Biden in 2022. These qualifications, not many congressmen out of 435 people don't have that. There are congressmen and senators who have been sitting for 36 years. Joe Biden was 29-year-old when he became the youngest senator in the country.
Wow.
Today, he's the oldest president in the history of United States. How long? There should be a term limit. There should be age limit. There should be new blood coming into the politics. Serving. I will not be serving more than 6 years because congressman term is 2 years. I will only serve 3 terms. 6 years, I will be retiring. The qualifications I bring, not only that, but also the district. I care for the people of Indiana. I want to be impact jobs, supporting the businesses, supporting the small businesses, advocating for veterans, building healthcare access, education access to every citizen who is born in this country, including 4-year degree, not just high school, but also helping the district to develop the #1 district in the country. And I will advocate for immigration rules, balance the budget, secure the border. These all are the federal constitution does not give every right for Congress to pass the bills. Healthcare cost has become raised because of the regulations. Every regulation we pass in the Congress, we must deregulate 2 regulations in the Congress because there are so many regulations passed in the last 150 to 100 years. We must deregulate supporting the small businesses. We are only passing the bills, but we are not deregulating. I was talking to one of CEO of a hospital. He said, we are spending more money on administration cost in a healthcare in order to be compliant with the federal healthcare regulations than providing clinical services to the patients. The doctors went to the school to see the patients and provide the services, not the other way. So those are the things. I am Raju. I'm for you. I need your support to help and impact and change not only the state of Indiana, but also impact the United States of America. God bless the state of Indiana. God bless the United States of America. Raju is for you.
Amazing. Amazing, Rajgar. We see that fire in you, and we see that what you did and what you are going to bring to the table for the state of Indiana, and what kind of relationship you are going to build with other parts of the country and all the other parts of the world. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunities to share, and especially with a role model for many people, J.D. Lakshminarayan Garu. I always remember J.D. Lakshminarayan IPS is a dialogue in one of the movie. So very lucky and fortunate to share this podium or stage with J.D. Lakshminarayan Garu with a very incredible profession he has built, and character and integrity that he has built himself, and wish him all the best what he's doing. And I think that we need as he said, politicians needs to be more down to earth and travel in buses, travel less security, accessibility to the people. People should, right now I'm proposing no citizen should come to my congressman office. I will send a mobile office to my 11 cities in the district that nobody should come to my office. We will use every technology. We will make sure we will have a mobile office and 2 staff. They go and serve in every city what they need, half a day. That needs to be changed. Nobody should come to Washington, D.C. to see me. Nobody should come to my office in a district office. Same thing, every politician should say, I am given this, I am representing the people. I want to serve the people. I want to be with the people, not other way. And there should be age limit. It doesn't matter which country, what it is. We are staying in the politics for too long.
Yeah.
They should retire at some time. I've been seeing some of the politicians since I was a 5th grader, maybe our 4th grader. I've been keep reading those names all the time. And same thing in here in United States. One of the longest senator was 51 years.
Wow.
Joe Biden was a 39-year senator, vice president. Wow. Then he became the president. Now he's still running, 82-year-old. We need a new blood in the politics, new generation, new education. Things have been changing. Who thought we will have this kind of interaction when I was growing up? It was all dream. If somebody told me that we are going to talk like this from USA and Andhra Pradesh or somewhere else, we are going to have this kind of discussion closely. It was only on the movies sometimes. I never seen even color TV when I was growing up. No refrigerator, no stove like that. We grew up. But I'm very lucky. I'm fortunate to represent here. Whether win or lose, I think we are very confident we are going to win. But I am at the people's service.
Amazing.
Whether which country, there is no discrimination. I never ask somebody when they call me for phone and help. Never ask me where you are from, all I ask him, what do you need? That's all
True.
it is.
True. Amazing, Raj Garu. I'll wrap this session with last one or two questions. Yeah, great intro and great campaign.
Thank
You really did
Yeah,
well.
wonderful.
Yeah, we are the only one. We have put the song on the campaign in the state of Indiana. I'm the only one who has a bus on the road or right now. No candidate has it, including governors and many other candidates. Right now, our jingle, which is a song, is resonating on the radios and TVs and everywhere here. It is people are saying, "How are you going to run this positive campaign? You're not talking anything negative about other candidate." I said, whole campaign, I will never mention anybody's name. I will never talk about anything bad or good about any other candidate. This is about me. This is about my candidacy, my profile. I am going to represent you, not trashing somebody else.
Right. That's great.
Yeah, great learning, Raju Garu, today. I mean, a lot of things I could learn from you.
Oh, thank you.
And especially for the campaigning and other part of it, and how we look at the whole campaigning. I don't know it is a coincidence or not. I am facing two Raju Garlu here in my constituency also. Kumar Raju and other one is Mr. K.K. Raju. And now I am sharing a dais with Raju Garu. It's a great learning, sir, and also the confidence and also the vision which you have is really admirable. And I congratulate you, and in advance I am giving my congratulations to you. Definitely you will win and you will represent our India, and you will be the best man there in Indiana as a representative. All the best, sir. All the best.
ఇంతవరకు తెలుగు వాళ్ళు ఎవరు కాంగ్రెస్ లో రాలేదా? There has never been a Telugu person who never represented in the House of Representatives or senators, including we have more than 1 million Telugu people here. And also we are very successful entrepreneur, businessmen and CEOs of many companies, but not in the politics. So that's the reason.
Very nice. Great initiative.
I'm from Srikakulam, JD Garu.
Okay.
District anamata, Ahmedabad. And yeah, Visakhapatnam vachesarki I studied over there, and my first investment after getting job is in Visakhapatnam. And great to know that you are contesting from Visakhapatnam. May I know the reason why Visakhapatnam? Because you born in Kadapa, as per my research. You raised in I think Kurnool area. So what made you to choose Visakhapatnam to contest?
Yeah, I mean, many people think that I'm not from Visakhapatnam because my father was here posted in Sealeru project.
Okay.
And my parents, they used to stay in Visakhapatnam during that time.
Okay.
And I was a baby in my mother's womb till the 8th months. Only for delivery she had gone to Kadapa, and after delivery she had come back. So in my mother womb I had Visakhapatnam water, and after getting born also I was here for 2 years. So I always consider Visakhapatnam as my native place.
Your native place.
That is one thing. And second thing is the enlightenment what I have seen in Visakhapatnam. The voters' enlightenment and also the people's vision about the state and also about the country. Because in the year 2019, when I contested, they responded extremely well. I mean, within 17 days of campaigning, I could almost get about 3 lakh votes. I mean, that shows the enlightenment of the people and also how they think. They don't consider or they don't take into consideration to which party you belong, but what is your individual caliber. So that is one thing. And the second thing what prompted me is, in fact, my party, generally they select the constituencies and allot to the people because I am not part of that committee. They asked me to contest either from Gazuwaka or from Visakhapatnam North. Because Gazuwaka the last election, I got a huge 68,000 votes from there. But actually, I refused their recommendation because I filed a public interest litigation against the government in the AP High Court against the privatization of Visakhapatnam Steel Plant.
Okay.
Because the union government has taken a decision to privatize Visakhapatnam Steel Plant, but you know the history of Visakhapatnam Steel Plant. 32 people have sacrificed their lives, and then only the Visakhapatnam steel plant came. With small modifications, with minor modifications, we can make this plant run in huge profits. Vizag steel is very precious steel, and also it is a very quality steel. So for that I am moving. So I told my committee in my party, saying that if I contest from Gazuwaka, people will have an apprehension that I filed this public interest litigation with a political motive. That I wanted to contest from here, so I picked up this public interest litigation, so I filed. So that I am claiming as an advantage in Gazuwaka constituency, so I refused. I will not contest from there. Because once our intentions are very clear, and they should be displayed also. Not only in our thought, but in our actions also. Our clear intentions have to be told to people. So I refused. Then I said I will contest from Visakhapatnam North, because after Gazuwaka, I got maximum votes from Visakhapatnam North. So this is the reason why, because I always say I'm a native of Visakha, and also I like the enlightenment in the people. We can bring change from Visakhapatnam. That's why my name is also VV, Lakshmi Narayana. I am voice of Visakha. VV is voice of Visakha.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And before ending, just like I asked Raj Garu, why should we vote you? Because we discussed on multiple topics, but overall, okay, why should I vote you? If I come to India, if I come to Visakhapatnam, if I want to cast my vote, why should I vote you?
Yeah. So as far as the party is concerned, our manifesto clearly shows what we intend to do. We want to give real power to the people, and we want to develop each constituency as a development center. We want to get rid of Andhra Pradesh from the 5 things. One is the debt. The next one is the corruption. The third one is the drugs. The fourth one is the rowdyism. And the fifth one is the environmental degradation. So all these 5 things we want to protect the state. And each constituency will be a development capital. And our manifesto speaks for itself. So that is one thing which will attract you, and that will make you to vote for Jai Bharat National Party. And the second thing what I want to do as far as a MLA, myself concerned in the Visakhapatnam North constituency, I want to make Visakhapatnam North as a model constituency. That's why I said Vishakha Uttara Niyojakavarganni Uttama Niyojakavarganga Tirchididutanu. That is my promise to people. Uttara will become Uttama. So what a MLA can do, I want to show. And the fourth thing is, I want to see that the people's voice is heard in the assembly. Now what is happening is, parties are there, their voice is being heard, but the people's voice is not being heard in the assembly. The way the assembly proceedings are going in Andhra Pradesh, it is very disgusting. The language which the MLAs are using, the issues on which they are discussing, I mean, this is putting all of us into shame. We want to bring some decorum and discipline to the assembly also. And we want to discuss about the issues which are affecting the people. For that, we need some people who can put forth the issues. But actually, unfortunately, in our assembly and also in the country also, they don't want any opposition to be there in the assembly or the parliament. Suppose one party is saying that why not 175? The other party, all the 3 parties coming together, they are telling we can get up to 160. And the Bharatiya Janata Party, they are saying 400 plus. So if this is the thing what they are thinking, then where is the opposition? Where is the people's voice? So Jai Bharat National Party and exclusively myself will be representing the people's voice. And the fifth thing what they said is, if Jai Bharat National Party comes into power in the next elections, I always suggested a ruling party should not be given an opportunity to campaign in the next elections. You have been given 5 years of power. So what you have done in these 5 years, should you hold meetings again and tell that we are going to do is what you did in 5 years? That should be your campaigning point. So Jai Bharat National Party is going to come up with a small pamphlet saying that this is we promised, this is what we delivered, and these are our candidates. We are not going to do any campaigning in the next election. So these are the 5 things I thought that will attract you and that will definitely make you vote for Jai Bharat National Party. And if you are from Visakhapatnam North, to VV Lakshmi Narayana.
Amazing, Lakshmi Narayana garu. We know you as JD, as a sincere police officer, and అలానే జనాలందరికీ దగ్గర అయ్యారు. Probably the only politician in both the states who have zero negativity. So you're the only one with zero negativity. Hope you get all the success, and success is a process. We have to follow. It fall in place at one time. Definitely, we wish you all the best. And likewise, Raju garu, wishing you the best. మీరు గెలిచి మా ఇమిగ్రెంట్స్ అందరూ కష్టాలు తీర్చేయాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాం.
Definitely.
Yeah. Ram, do you have anything to conclude?
No, thank you so much, JD garu, for accepting the request, and
I really enjoyed
in the morning. Yeah.
And also
thank you so
sharing
much.
the tires with Raju garu. It was a great experience.
And this is the first time ever, Andy. Probably presidents levels lona different country representatives మాట్లాడుకున్నారేమో కానీ this is the first time ever. We never seen anywhere okay, different country representatives ni we clubbed in Instagram and brought it to common audience, right? Wonderful. So it's like something we thought like బాగుంటదేమో అనిపించింది. So thanks to both of you for accepting.
True.
And it really went well, though we have some Instagram issues, connection issues, but we figured out everything. And thanks for your valuable time. Both of you spent almost 2 hours with us. That's a great thing for us. And I did not introduce myself to JD garu. This is Ravi, and I'm Ravi, and he's Ram. We both started Melody Mocktail as an Instagram handle. Right now, it became like a startup, and only from India, mana Andhra Telangana lo, we have 20+ employees. ఉన్నారన్నమాట. అండ్ US లో and అన్ని బిజినెస్ సెక్టర్స్ లో కలిపి we have 50+ employees. So far we very recently started, and we have more than 1 million+ community, and we get almost 10 to 15 million viewership every month. And our startup is currently evaluating around $10 million from startup people that we got. Hopefully we want to collaborate with both the governments, and we also want to create more employment. Definitely we want leaders like you to take our vision forward.
Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you. You guys are young and dynamic entrepreneurs. I think those all are the one, as I said, government only can provide certain policies for whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's cyber security, whether what technologies are going to come, whether I was talking to somebody, the cup may have, how much is the temperature of this cup will display in the next 10 years or maybe 5 years. Coffee cup, or if you're drinking a the soft drink cup, it may have a temperature showing like how the tire temperature is showing, all that. So I think it's going to change the technology, but who thought this is going to be like this? You guys have provided this platform for many people to share our ideas and inspire others. We want the younger generation to involve, provide. I think the people had to buy into this idea. They had to share. They had to talk. Only negative, not negative people. Negative people have more loud noise, this 5% of the population, whereas 95% of the good people, they don't speak. Now it's the time for 95% of the good people to speak up, educated. What you want, whom you support. You have to involve in the politics, because politics is life, part of the life. If you're not involved at the table, you're sitting on somewhere else.
True.
So I encourage everybody, whoever is listening to this, whatever it is, you need to involve, step up, support good candidates in the elections who can care, who can do things and make things happen.
Yes. At least they need to get to know who is your representatives in your constitution, their background and all. So a lot of people even don't even do that research also. So and I wish you both do trades also in the future. So thanks for your time.
Definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
the opportunity. JD Garu,
Thank you, sir.
all the
All
best.
the best.
If there is anything that we can help, anything we can provide
Definitely.
from here, happy to do that.
Forward. I look
Good
forward, sir. Well done,
Okay.
Ravi, and
Thank you.
also Sai.
Thank
You
you.
did extremely well, and we really enjoyed.
Thank you.
Hope for another session soon with the people in Visakhapatnam. If you can arrange an Instagram
Sure.
live, I'll be grateful.
Sure.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
All the
Okay,
Thanks a lot.
Ravi. Okay, Ram. Thank you, Ravi.
Ram,
Bye.
Bye.
Ravi. Thank you.
Thank you.